This is Modern Photo Solutions, helping you find modern solutions for life's photographic journey. Taking you from photo overwhelm to photo fabulous in just a few taps. Your story matters. It's time to start telling it. Hey everyone, welcome to Modern Photo Solutions. I'm Steph Clay. I am grateful that you're here with me today, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you. I'm doing something a little bit different today than what we've done before. On one of my last episodes, asked people to call in with their experience with trying to get caught up, working on bigger projects and working on past photos, big periods of time. And a few of you did call in and leave your experiences and share your tips. And so I'll be sharing those with you today. Really good information. I'm excited to share it with you. But first, I want to share with you just a little bit about my new class that I just released this last week. It was later than what I had wanted it to be, just because that's how life goes. But it's there. It's live, and it is called Memory Management. So there are two different classes. Missionary Memory Management, which is for people that are wanting to document LDS missions. And all of this was developed from my own need to be able to centralize photos and information in one location quickly and easily, and then be able to pull from it as I documented things. And so I'm using Trello. If you're not familiar with Trello, it's amazing. I've used a lot of different project management and list tools and apps over the years, and I usually always end up going back to my pen and paper until I found Trello. And I love Trello. It is so incredible, everything that it can do. And honestly, Trello is the reason that I was able to actually get my courses done, because figuring out the order, I had a big document with columns and I was moving stuff around and it was a pain and I was getting confused and lost. And then I discovered Trello, and with Trello, you have boards with lists on them, and on the lists are cards, and you can move all of that around in any order that you want and even move some of it to different boards. There's color-coded labels and checklists, and it can integrate with different apps and programs, and it's so cool. And I know that I haven't even brushed the surface of what Trello can do, but it's really saved my bacon big time. Helped me get things so much more done than I ever would have been able to without it. And so in the Missionary course, one of the things that I help you do is I give you the information that you need to get emails onto Trello, because that's how most missionaries are communicating these days. They aren't sending home physical letters as much anymore. And so you can just get all of that information into Trello and then start tracking and documenting it so that you know exactly where you are, exactly where you left off, and exactly what needs to be done. There are checklists. I've made 4 different boards for elders and 4 different boards for sisters that have pre-populated checklists and color labels and everything that you need so that you can just hit the ground running. The second course is Memory Management Catching Up, and it is for the big projects. There are 16 pre-populated Trello boards in there with checklists and color codes and all of the same things so that you can just get going. There are 4 different categories of boards. There are childhood 0 to 18, and then, the rest of your life, 19 and up. And then there is a year of memories a month at a time, and then a year of memories a week at a time. Within each of those categories, there are boards for people that have digital photos and want to create app pages. And this would also work if you were going to do photo books, chat books, any of that other kind of stuff. It's basically digital photos to a digital output. And then there's a board for digital photos to printed photos, physical photos to physical pages, and then physical photos to app pages. Because as you can imagine, it's a very different process for somebody that is starting with digital photos and ending with digital pages versus somebody that's starting with digital photos. Did I say digital? Starting with digital photos and ending with digital pages versus starting with physical photos and ending with digital pages. And so I've got different processes and checklists for you to follow with that. When you buy, okay, so as I said, there is a bonus for people who have not yet bought the Heart of Photo Fabulous course. If you buy the Heart of Photo Fabulous course with one of the bundles that is offered, you can find the bundles by going to modernphotosolutions.com/mega. And if you buy one of the bundles there that has a blue headline, then you get the bonus workflow lessons that show how I incorporate Trello into my Project Life app workflow. This has been helpful for a lot of people. They've really appreciated having these additions, and there are additional tips. It's not just my workflow. I'm unscripted. It's just me ad-libbing. And so I do include some additional tips for using Trello and my workflow and process. The Missionary, that's what it is, Missionary Memory Management course includes processes showing you off of my live boards from my daughter's mission and where I am right now. The catching up, it is the boards that I've just started creating, and I've got a long flight coming up, and I'm going to buy internet, and I'm planning on going through Google Photos and populating boards like crazy. So I can't wait to be getting on top of things. I'm starting with my son, but as you will see, if you buy the Heart of Photo Fabulous combination, the mega pack with the memory management and the Heart of Photo Fabulous, those bonus lessons that you get, you will see in there how I'm actually able to work it out so that I can populate more than one child's board at a time, so that I can visually see where there are holes, where there are gaps, where I need to fill in, where we might need more information, where I need to go digging, all of those kinds of things. And that's what's so great about Trello and about the way I'm using it, is just with a glance, I know what I've done. I know what's completed. I know what I need to do. And so when I have a few minutes to document and move photos around and do something with them, I can just open up Trello on my phone and see exactly where I left off. I can grab the photos that are already divided up, sorted, and organized because of the way I sent them to the Trello boards. I love it, and it's really made things so much more productive for me. And so I can't wait to share it with you. So you can buy Missionary Memory Management all on its own. And you can also buy the Catching Up course all on its own. And then you can buy them in bundles with the Heart of Photo Fabulous class. These courses really piggyback off of each other very, very well. It was important, though, that people had kind of a process set up before they try to organize. And I know that that sounds backwards than what kind of intuitively you would want to go through and organize everything first. But as I teach in the Heart of Photo Fabulous, it is very important that you have success or you will give up. And if you feel like you need to have everything organized before you start doing any of the documenting and storytelling, you will get discouraged very quickly. And quite possibly that might be where you are right now. It is so easy to get overwhelmed with the organization part of it and where do you start part of it that nothing happens. So if you can relate to that, I would really encourage you to go to modernphotosolutions.com/mega, MEGA, and grab one of these combinations with the Heart of Photo Fabulous and the Memory Mega or the Catching Up to help get you going, and jump into the Heart of Photo Fabulous first so that you can get going and have some success, and then be able to build on that to figure out what kind of a process will work for you. And then you can work on the organization. Because really, I am finding over and over and over again that as people have success, it's easier and they are so motivated and on fire to get that organization done, because they know that they're going to actually be able to do this. They're actually going to be able to get caught up. It is possible. Entirely, completely possible. And that's exciting. I never would have told people that. In fact, all of my years, I've told people, don't worry about it. Don't worry about documenting chronologically. Don't worry. Just do what you want. Do what makes your heart happy, which is so true. Do what makes your heart happy. But guess what? There is a way to make your heart happy and feel fulfilled and make your heart sing. That's an old quote of mine. Make your heart sing and get caught up at the same time. Especially with the new technology and tools that we have. Never before would I have said that that would be possible. But when it only takes a couple minutes to do a page, it is entirely possible. So I am so grateful for technology. I am so grateful for this day and age that we live in. I am so grateful. That's all I can say. I'm so grateful. I really love being able to get a lot documented and feel like I can get the stories from my kids' childhood and our early family years told. I have a lot of stuff documented, a lot of years documented, but I also have a lot of holes. I have a lot of vacations that are totally, completely done because that's one of my favorite things to document. And I think it's because it has a definite beginning and an end. That's what's nice about this process and system that I've set up for you. The Managing Memories system has beginnings and ends. It breaks it up so that it feels like you can do it and you will complete it. So once again, it's modernphotosolutions.com/mega. If you're on the newsletter, go check your email. There's a coupon code in there. There are not any coupon codes for the bundles. So when you go to modernphotosolutions.com/mega and you see the bundles that are highlighted in blue, there are no coupon codes for those because those are already significantly discounted. And those are the lowest prices you'll see on those. Period. But if you want one of the other bundles, just the memory management system or with just the individual classes out of that system, then there are coupon codes in the email newsletter. And you should be getting the newsletter if you've signed up for the Photo Fabulous First Step, that class. That's the only way actually that you can get on my newsletter list. So you can get on that list by going to modernphotosolutions.com/free. All of those coupon codes and everything will expire, just so you know, in case you're listening to this after the fact, on June 11th. If you are currently a Heart of Photo Fabulous student, then you should have a newsletter from that as well with a discount for the memory management system courses. And I will retroactively add those bonuses to your account as well. You can also find the coupons in our Heart of Photo Fabulous Facebook groups. And I believe I posted the coupon code for the Heart of Photo Fabulous First Step in that Facebook group too. The coupon codes are different. I give bigger discounts to people that are students currently. So those that are in the Heart of Photo Fabulous course, they get the biggest discounts. It's just one of my ways that I like to spoil them and let them know that I appreciate them for investing in me, because that is the reason that I'm able to keep doing what I do. And I love it. So thank you all for your support. Okay, so first up we have Meredith Cardle. I hope I'm saying her name right. For some reason I'm struggling with it. And she is working on doing similar things like me, trying to get some gaps filled and get the whole story told for her kids. So she has a great system set up, and I'm sure that there are a couple things in here that would be helpful to you as well. So let's take a listen.
Hi, this is Meredith from meredithcardall.com. I started digital scrapbooking in 2005 when my older daughter was almost a year old. I skipped around and scrapbooked whatever I felt creatively inspired to scrapbook. Last year, I realized that I had gaping holes of time in my scrapbooks. Out of the previous 11 years, I only had 2 years completely scrapbooked, and I had more than 15,000 unscrapbooked digital photos and boxes of 35mm photos. And that's a big problem. I was really overwhelmed at the enormity of the project of getting caught up. I took a quick look at my photo folders and realized that I could remember most of what happened in 2013. But anything prior to that, I would need to do quite a bit of research in order to do any meaningful journaling. I set a goal to finish scrapbooking all of 2013 by the end of 2016. I finished the very last page at 7 p.m. on December 31st. Nothing like cutting it close to your deadline. My memory keeping goal this year is to stay current with 2017 while finishing my 2016 pages. One of the best solutions I have found for scrapbooking a large volume of photos is to use apps to scrapbook. While I do still enjoy scrapbooking as a creative release in Photoshop, I am using the Project Life app to scrapbook most of our everyday moments. I was able to scrapbook 11 pages yesterday between waiting in the carpool line at school and at a 1-hour play rehearsal. I can literally scrapbook anywhere I can use my phone. Once my 2013 to current photos are all scrapped, I will go back to 2004 when my older daughter was born and start filling in the gaps. I am hoping that I can start that project by the end of December. As I do my organizing and cleaning this spring and summer, I am purposely seeking out and gathering all of the old journals, planners, calendars, photos, and memorabilia that I have stashed in various spots throughout the house into one easily accessible spot in my office. I file those items in monthly file folders. Anything that's too large for a file folder, or if I can't determine the date, it gets placed in a bin next to my desk for one of my organization Sundays. Sunday evenings are my memory keeping and storytelling time. While most of that time I can be found scrapbooking, 2 Sunday evenings a month I dedicate at least some of my time to getting organized. At the beginning of each month, I make sure that I have tagged all of the previous month's photos in Lightroom, and I back them up. I am backing up to an external hard drive, as well as Google Photos, Prime Photos, and Dropbox. I also continuously back everything up in Backblaze. My other organization Sunday rotates to whichever Sunday I just don't feel like scrapbooking. That's when I go through the bin next to my desk and determine dates for all of the old photos and memorabilia. Then I file it in its monthly file folder. If I have time or if I find something really important that I wouldn't want to lose, I will scan or photograph those items that evening as well. For documents or pieces of kids' artwork that I want to include in our family album, I take a photo with my Samsung phone camera on my white desk. If it's a photo or an important document, I scan it using my 10-year-old Epson Perfection 4490 photo scanner. I scan documents at 600 ppi and important photos at 1200 ppi. Through this purposeful searching for photos and memorabilia, I have found priceless family treasures in the form of letters written by my granny, who passed away more than 10 years ago. I have been able to digitize the letters, so they'll be available for future generations. My goal is to get them organized and uploaded to Family Search so that my extended family has access to these treasures as well. I have a lot of work to do, but I'm excited to be making progress when I was completely overwhelmed just a short time ago.
Thanks, Meredith. I appreciate that. And now we have Leanne.
Hi, Steph. This is Leanne Jalla from Oklahoma. This is kind of a long question for me. I do this, and I'll try to be as quick as I can. I kind of have 3 processes. I have one that is kind of my more recent pictures. I got my first digital camera in 2000 and consequently also got married in 2000. So that's kind of a good cutoff point for me. I've been doing yearly albums since 2010. So I have got all of my 2010 all the way up. I have a month and a half left of 2016, and I'm current through April of 2017. So I am going back, starting in 2009 and going backwards. And what I do is go to my Mac. I literally take every folder, or I go to my Mac, and in Photos, you can do a smart folder that pulls up every photo and video that was taken in a particular month. So I will pull all of January of 2009, or all of February of 2009, all of March, April, May. And I'll go about 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 months. And I literally put those folders on my iPad. While I'm out, kind of like other people do with their Project Life, while they're in the doctor's office, car line, waiting. I will actually go through those photos and videos, and we'll pull out pictures, and I don't think a lot about it. If I see it, it's a good picture, I like it, it was a good memory, I pull it into another folder onto my iPad. If there's videos I want to pull pictures from, I'll go ahead and do that right then and there too. And like I said, I don't think about it. I just pull them out, put them in a folder, and move on. When I have gone through all of my photos, I will go and look at that folder of the photos I pulled and see if there's any patterns, or, sometimes I might pull 7 or 8 pictures from a day at the zoo. I might scrap a whole page or two about just that day at the zoo. And I look for patterns, and then I just kind of scrap from there. I don't necessarily use every photo I pull. I'll continue to go back through and go, well, I have, 10 or 12 photos of my daughter that month. Well, I'm going to pull back and maybe only do the best 3 or 4 or whatever would work out in that month. And then I do plan to print those in a blurb book. Kind of my second itineration of this is from my childhood. I have been working on scanning those photos. I took pictures myself from about 8th grade through really my college years. And I have most of those in a photo book, or I have them organized in kind of these stacks. It's kind of hard to explain. And I have them, I'm working on getting them all scanned and the proper data on them. At the current moment, and just kind of going through, and as I see ones that I remember things, or I really want to make sure that gets scrapped, I go ahead and scrap it. Those are at the current moment getting printed as I scrap them and put into 12 by 12 binders, but I'm not very far. So I think I'm going to switch the 10 by 10 size and just kind of continue at that path right now is my current plan. What happens is I keep finding photos. And so I can't really go chronological, because like my mom will, hey, I found this stack of photos, and, and I want to be able to put those in the book. And I think the easiest way to do that is to do the printed pages where I can physically move them around, because I'm a very chronological scrapper in person. My last one that I do is kind of what I would call heritage photos. And that's like stuff from my mom or my past. And the biggest way I do that at the moment is I send 2 or 3 to my mom, and she'll just start pouring in. She'll text message me over and over. I remember this. I remember that. And after about a week, I'll pull all that together and make a page or 2 or 3. And those are printed and put into 8 by 6 albums. I do scan stuff. I do work in batches. But this is kind of a loaded question for me, so it's kind of hard to explain it all in my short message, but that's kind of the nutshell of what I do. I hope this helps you. I hope it helps other people, because I have learned a lot from you and everybody else in this community. So thank you, Stephanie, and thank you to the community at large.
Thanks so much, Leanne, for your great ideas. Next up is Christy.
Hi, Steph. This is Christy Stansfield. My sisters and I wanted to make a photo book for our parents' 60th anniversary. And since our mom loves photos, we wanted to use as many as we could. The book ended up having about 700 photos in it and was about 75 pages. And I have 4 sisters, so the 5 of us got together and went through my mom's photos and picked out the ones that we wanted to use. And then we went through our own. And one sister took them in several trips to Target to use the photo scanner there that actually burns them onto DVD. And she gave me those, and I loaded them all onto my computer. How to organize them was the tricky part. As I looked through them, I started to see themes, and it's a good thing, because if I had had to do it chronologically, I don't think I ever would have gotten it done. Many of the photos didn't have dates on them. So I sorted them into folders by the themes I had decided on, and I uploaded those folders, and then I shared them with the sisters so that they could look at them and see if what I did made sense. So then, of course, I was in charge of building the book, and I chose one pre-designed template book that used the same colors for the whole book. I figured I needed to limit my choices, or once again, I'd never get it done. And I got it done. But I'll tell you what, it ruled my life for about 6 months until I got it done. But it turned out really nice, and my parents loved it, and I was glad I did it.
Thank you, Christy, for sharing your process with us. I appreciate that. I did add the new memory management courses to these ladies' accounts to thank them for sharing their information and tips with us. If you have any information that has helped you in your documenting process that you would like to share with the listeners, go ahead and leave us a voicemail. You can do that by going to speakpipe.com/modern photo solutions. I would love to hear from you and hopefully use your information in a future episode as well. I still am looking for Chatbooks users to share their experiences. So you can do that once again, speakpipe.com, Modern Photo Solutions. Thank you all so much for sharing part of your day with me. I really appreciate it. There might be a little bit of extra time in between this episode and the next episode. I'm going to be on vacation for a couple of weeks with my family. I am taking equipment with me to hopefully do a little bit of recording and get an episode up if I can. But if I'm longer than expected, know that's why. I am busy making memories with my family, and I will be back soon. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next time on Modern Photo Solutions.